Here we are at Huawei on the IFA in Berlin and presenting the two new interesting phones, the Ascend Mate 7 and Ascend G7. Let's start with the big one, and that's not called Mate 7 because it has a 7-inch display, but this is 6-inch by the way, of course, but because 7 new technologies shall have been built in. First of all, it's now a aluminum unibody and very classy and very robust body over here, and down there and up over here this is plastic, of course, and that has to be because of the antennas. We have more than two, but let's say two antenna parts combined over here, one at the bottom and one at the top, because if you're holding your phone or this way like that, so then you can almost use the other antenna to have always the best kind of antenna signals. Yeah, what else do we have? It's Full HD, a kind of new IPS display, Neo, that shall use less power consumption by better colors. We have a 13 megapixels camera shooting videos with Full HD. By the way, this is a Sony sensor, 4th generation, so the newest one, BSI. By the way, if you're wondering over here, yes, it's a fingerprint reader and not one you have to slide over like on other ones, you know what I'm meaning? Just tap on it and in 1 second Huawei is telling us you will have scanned your finger. Up to 5 fingerprints you can program over here. And the best thing, because this is a real practical thing, is that you do not have to be precise by pushing or pulling your finger on it, but just you can do it like the way you want, because in normal usage you will have to hold your phone like this, for example, coming not straight down from there. Great, I hope this is really working that way, but let's trust this. Yeah, 185 grams, you know what you're having, but it's just 7.9 millimeters thick on the thickest over here, on the thickest in the middle. On the edges over there it shall be less than 4 millimeters. And we have a octa-core, meaning you have 4 cores, A15, very powerful, 1.8 gigahertz, plus 4 A7 cores with 1.3 gigahertz. So this big little architecture so that you're powerful. And we have a coprocessor. We have a Mali T628. So I can't wait to get this tested with the benchmarks. So let's wait for that. But I really can imagine that this will work. Nevertheless, we have 4,100 milliampere hours, of course, built-in lithium polymer battery. So in regular or medium usage, Huawei is telling, because you know what medium or don't know what medium usage will be, but that shall be last for 2.3 days. I would be happy to get over 1 day, a busy working day like this one, so let's see what this will bring. LTE Cat 4, meaning if your local network supports it, you will have up to download rates up to 300 megabit per second. You have this new Emotion UI user interface you can see here. Just give you some first impressions, because I cannot show all the new features you will have. There are tons of it. One will be, for example, this mode I love, because this is very practical again. So you have a big screen. The problem will always be how to use with one hand. And now you can do just like this. I hope I can do it with the left, because I'm a righty. So let me get like this. So you see, just shake it and you have that a smaller keyboard, and again flick to the other side, you have it on the other hand. Of course you could use these things down there, these buttons, but that's much quicker. If you get used to it, you have to practice a little bit, but that's just one example from the user interface called Emotion UI 3.0. And then with that just one thing I almost forgot, and this is on the side over here. I really love that too, because you have 2 slots, as you can see. The first one is a regular micro SIM card slot, and the second one you can choose. If you insert a second SIM, that has to be a nano SIM, then it's a dual SIM, both LTE, dual SIM device, or you choose to use a regular micro SD card, then you have one SIM and one SD card. That's the best thing you can find, in my opinion, so you are free to use your phone the way you want to. Oh, by the way, prices, interested? Oh yes, depending on markets you will have one or two versions. The smaller one is 16 GB internal memory and 2 GB RAM, costing at least here in Europe 499 including tax, without any contract. And the big one will have 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB data memory, will costing 500, sorry, sorry to disappoint you, 599, 499, 599, and will be available depending on your market starting at the end of October. Roundabout. Good prices, so I could imagine that some of the guys having already in mind the Note 4 will be decide if they are maybe switching over, or at least have a closer look to the Huawei Ascend Mate 7. With that, coming to the Ascend G7 over here. Kind of mid-class, but we have to say upper mid-class, because this is now again aluminum full aluminum unibody. Again, we have this plastic up and down over here, LTE Cat 4, 7.6 millimeters, and in this case the display has 5.5 inch IPS, normal, regular IPS, and it's not full HD, now it's 720 by 1280 pixels, but again you can see here this very small bezel down there. I really love this on both devices, that's great. And you have the same sensor over here from Sony, like I said, first generation, 13 megapixels photos, videos in full HD. Front has again 5 megapixels, videos in 720, and tons of new features, like in 1.4 seconds that shall be, I cannot demonstrate over here because this is a demo mode device here, 1.4 seconds to shoot a video out of the to shoot a photo out of standby mode. Or for example, that you have, it's called all focus, meaning that you can adjust the depth of the sharpness of the photo wherever you want to afterwards. We know that from other manufacturers, of course, but now you have all together just right out of the box. Oh, pan mode, not just horizontal, but now vertical too. Things like that. Yeah, and last of all, processor, I do not know, it just has been said Qualcomm, 4 cores, 1.2 gigahertz and 2 GB of RAM. Internal memory is 16 GB, and on this side over here we have 2 slots, but this is a normal, so meaning you have 1 SIM and 1 SD, officially supported up to 64 GB. Yeah, Emotion UI I've shown you. This will be available starting at the beginning of October, and here in Europe it will be 299 euros without any contract. For a device with that kind of material and so on, it's kind of a price you would accept, I would say. But let's wait for the final tests. Thanks for watching here from the Huawei booth at the IFA in Berlin. Try to recommend my channel and to subscribe to it. Thanks for that in advance. Take care.